life. Please never, never stop believing." Jimbo was not quite sure that he understood the message, but he liked it all the same, and felt comforted. So long as they believed in one another, the rest did not matter very much after all, and when at last, shivering with cold, he crept back to bed, it was only to find through the gates of sleep a more direct way to the things he had been thinking about, and to wander for the rest of the night, unwatched and free, through the wonders of an enchanted land. Jimbo, as his father had said, was an imaginative child. Most children are, more or less, and he was more, or at least more than his brothers and sisters. The Colonel thought he had made a penetrating discovery, but his wife had known it always. His head indeed was full of things that, unless trained into a channel where they could be controlled and properly schooled, would certainly interfere with his success in a practical world, and be a source of mingled pain and joy to him all through life. To have trained these forces, ever bursting out toward creation, in his little soul, to have explained, interpreted, and dealt fairly by them, would perhaps have been the best and wisest way. To have suppressed them altogether, cleaned them out by the process of substitution, this might have succeeded too in less measure, but to turn them into a veritable rout of horror by the common method of frightening the nonsense out of the boy, this was surely the very worst way of dealing with such a case, and the most cruel. Yet this was the method adopted by the Colonel in the robust good nature of his heart and the utter ignorance of his soul. So it came about that 3 months later, when May was melting into June, Miss Ethel Lake arrived on the scene as a result of the Colonel's blundering good intentions. She brought with her a kind disposition, a supreme ignorance of unordinary children, a large store of self-confidence, and a corded yellow tin box. End of chapter 1.